Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. We have had our latest installment of the Dragon Ball FighterZ show, and we now know the future of Dragon Ball FighterZ as far as it comes with a new big balance patch. Just to head this one off at the patch, no rollback netcode. It's not coming. I'm sorry. I know, but it's not coming. But we have a pretty large and sizable balance patch that drastically changes how the game will be played. So this very large balance patch, which has giant changes for both characters and the game system, is coming out tomorrow as of the time of this video going live. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you a lot of the highlights. Not specifically every single change, because don't worry, there'll be the visual guide to the patch where I will go over pretty much every single change with every single character. Also, as you can see here, the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Championship is returning and is coming at the end of this month. So lots of competition, probably some great matches. It will be competed under these new changes as well. And maybe there'll be some announcements at the end. Who knows? We'll see, I guess. So that is some very cool stuff. And yes, let us highlight some of the bigger changes coming to Dragon Ball FighterZ. Think of this as a little bit of a preview for the main event, that is the upcoming patch. And yes, we do have full patch notes. So I'll post those at the end of the video. There'll be a timestamp. So if you want to see every single change, you can look through in detail. It'll be there waiting for you. So when it comes to a lot of the big changes, we got straight up whole new mechanics to work with. One of them is the aerial guard cancel, as you can see right there. And works basically as advertised. Not too much to it. It's a guard cancel, but you can do it in the air. Has all the same properties, mostly works the same way. So if you're locked down in the air, you can guard cancel just the same as you could on the ground. Also, speaking about guard cancels, we have an all new form of guard canceling, in that you can spend 2 meters, and instead of tagging out, you just immediately vanish to the other side. So there's a million situations this will get you out of dodge for. It's very expensive. 2 meters is not nothing, right? But if you really don't want to deal with what's coming next, then you can spend 2 meters, vanish, and be safe. There's no wall bounce on the vanish, just so you know, but a lot of kind of gotcha situations, be it Gotenks Ghost or Hell Zone or whatever, this can get you out of that very, very bad situation. So if you don't want to deal with the bad stuff, as long as you got the meter, well, you don't have to anymore. Another very big change is, you know how Ki Blast can be reflected by the Ki Charge, right? That's not new. That was added some time ago. But it now happens on the first possible frame, meaning there's no more you do it and then you get stuffed out of it. You can do it fully and totally on reaction, making it a lot more useful and a lot more valuable. You can also Dragon Rush out of a Ki Charge, and as you can see right there, it's a lot further range than the usual Dragon Rush. So being able to react to Ki Blasts and then potentially counterplaying the Ki Blast is much better now than it's ever been before. This necessarily isn't like a meta shifting moment, but at the very least, if you struggle against Broly or something and him just doing Ki Blasts all day, now reflecting against him is actually a more realistic opportunity. Now here's another very huge one. This is universal across the cast. Anyone who does any special move that leaves them airborne during the move or after the move now will have the ability to super jump install float no matter what. I remember I made the video on how super jump installs work like year 1 of Dragon Ball FighterZ, right? And even to this day, it's barely ever used. Why? Because it's hard. The timing, you got to be pretty correct and on board, right? And now, just do the move and you can float left or right, end of story. You don't got to worry about it, right? Just hold up forward or up back or whatever and you'll float in that direction. Meaning, someone like a Goku Black now gets real mix-up off his EX teleport, and no, you don't have to play on a hitbox to be able to do it in the middle of a block string. Goku Black is a very good case example, but trust me, this is very applicable to a lot of characters. This is a huge deal for a lot of characters. This is one of several changes they have where this is a massive bonus and just upgrade for pretty much most of the roster of the game. Also, next, what you're seeing here, what you're seeing right now. So moon jumps, another very difficult technique to do properly in Dragon Ball FighterZ, now is easy peasy, pretty as you please. All you gotta do, hold the S button and jump. That's about it. And you will always get just the better jumps, you know. If you want to do it off a dash as well, you'll get the moon jumps, as you can see right there. If you just hold S and up, you'll get a super jump without trying too hard. So a lot of the harder mobility stuff in the game is now, well, frankly, a lot easier. This execution level stuff for both the super jump installs and moon jumps and all that kind of stuff was only really doable by a small portion of the population because it's just difficult to do. And now it's easy to do, and it's just baked into the game systems. And honestly, I applaud them for it. This stuff should be more accessible, and now accessible it is. Also, as talked about here on the Dragon Ball FighterZ show, yes, this will make re-jump combos quite a bit easier as well. So if you struggled with that kind of stuff before, there you go. Once again, I'm just a really big fan. A lot of what you would think would be core mechanics and core combo structures and all that kind of stuff should be accessible to the majority of the cast, and now it is. So that's great. And now potentially the biggest system level change. Have you ever heard of a little game called Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? Because that's where they're going with this. So you can now tag freely after any special move. So you could tag off normals before, sure, whatever, right? Never really led to much outside of some oddball scenarios like Yamcha's auto attack holding people down and block stun, all that kind of stuff. But now that you can do it off any special on hit or on block, things are about to change. Entirely crazy new combo routes, yes. Entirely new just forms of pressure, yes, because now you can have someone locked down on Kid Boo's arm ball or whatever, right? Because that's a million frames of block stun. Tag in and get your mix. Go crazy. A lot of what this game is going to be redefined by this. So maybe Dragon Ball FighterZ was the game that killed Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm a big fan of Marvel Infinite, by the way. I built my channel off Marvel Infinite. So I always got a little bit of a bone to pick there. But in killing the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite game, now the curse is in effect and Dragon Ball FighterZ has become like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, similar to how tags worked in that game. So rethink all your combo strategy, rethink a lot of your team building, find a lot of your bigger block stun specials because you're going to be using those to hold the enemy down while you tag in the new guy to beat their head in, right? Just so much about this game is going to open up due to this change. Once again, simple as this, you can now on block or on hit tag after a special move. Yamcha here, great example here, good lockdown, right? You tag in, all right, time to start guessing. Simply put, it's just a very, very, very big deal. Lots of stuff is going to be possible, and it's all going to be super, super, super dirty. So that's a lot of the bigger system level changes. There is still more. Once again, they're in the patch notes at the end of the video, and check the visual guide for the patch when that happens, when the patch is live, because I'll break down literally everything. But for now, that's a pretty good peek at what we're going at. Now, let's look at some character-specific stuff. Now, some of the character-specific stuff, let's start with Super Saiyan Goku, as he's pretty different. And yes, the 2M is back 10 frames point blank. But here's the thing, that's point blank because he's basically Dhalsim now. Like, the down M can now go like a good 70% of the screen. The range has been buffed, to say the least. So you wanted that speed back, you got it point blank, and yes, it goes even further than it did before. There's basically a rocket attached to the move. All new routes for combos? You betcha, because after the upwards Kamehameha, you can now super dash after it and just combo from there. It's really that easy. Piccolo, oh my lord, Piccolo, he can charge stand heavy now and it goes basically full screen. All of his side switch madness, you can hold the button now and not do the side switch to confuse people even more after the fact. He's going to be a very tricky character. He can call assist to protect himself while charging special beam cannon, so that's going to be a whole nother era of craziness. He's got a lot more toys to play with, to say the least. Hey Frieza, did you think Super Saiyan Goku's down M buff was pretty big? Frieza blows that out of the water, as stand M is literally a full screen move now. It's literally a full screen move now. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. So there you go. If you were saying, man, I just wish Frieza stand M went literally full screen, well, now it can. Also, his down heavy now counts as a normal move and not a projectile, meaning it can now actually beat all these projectile immune like leaps in, all that kind of stuff. And it means he actually has an option to stop just Broly from doing his barrier move and super dashing in, because before, for many years, he could not do that. Now he can. Golden Frieza's about to get a lot better. Why? Well, if you tag Frieza out while Frieza is gold and then Frieza comes back in, the duration of Gold Frieza is reset. It goes back to full. So every time you tag out, it just resets the counter. So if you think you're about to run out of Golden Frieza, then tag Frieza out, tag Frieza back in, it's back to start. Also, this applies in scenarios where Frieza kills someone. So if you kill someone, you reset the neutral, next character comes back, the entire timer for Golden Frieza is also reset. Meaning overall, this is going to give you a much, much longer lasting Golden Frieza. Ginyu, well, Ginyu can now just hop over people while charging his stand H. Because why not? Someone like Cell, his level 1 super, now a frame 1 invincible reversal. Because why not, right? And this is applicable to a lot of other characters in the game as well. A lot of other characters now have an invincible reversal. When they're in reversal, well, they didn't have nothing. They had nothing, now they do. So that's pretty cool. Also, he gets those Goku changes as well. Many characters with a beam, they can now super dash after the beam. 18 can now special cancel her barrier if it gets hit, meaning if you get caught by the barrier, you're more than likely going to get extra beat up real bad now. That's a pretty titanic change for her, honestly. Nappa got so much. The only thing is it's a shame it took this long to get there. Stuff like Stand Light now is faster. It's 1 frame faster. Jump S, faster, more range. Blazing Storm, more range if you hold it. Like, his ability to control the screen exists now. Cyberman. EX Cyberman is immune to all projectiles and all assists, meaning you gotta deal with it now. It's actually a tool to help control the neutral, because you can't just shut it down for free. Look at that, he's tanking Broly! He's tanking Broly, and there was an assist, and Cybermen are tough now. You gotta deal with it. A lot of other changes too, new combo routes, all that kind of stuff, but be excited for Nappa changes. Tien, stuff like medium volleyball fist, now more armored, right? That helps a lot. His EX grab also is armored now. All the crane strike overheads, the knees are also much better now. And they didn't say specifically, but I do believe it should be affected by the super jump install change. So he should be able to float afterwards as well. Maybe that's just hopeful thinking on my behalf. Looks like it though, based off the footage. Gohan Potential Unleashed changed up big time, because now if you are level 3, you gain access to a double air dash. So obviously something that didn't exist before, and making the levels a lot more useful. So you can double air dash now when you're at level 3. That's just an all-around big bonus. And in a move of reasonableness, they have moved the reverse beat of Gohan to level 5. Still a little tricky to get to, but not the near impossibility level 7 was, right? So there's a realistic expectation you could hit level 5 in a match, and thus unlock the reverse beat and make Gohan just an incredibly dumb monster. So what about level 7 then? If we lost reverse beat, well, taking a hit from Guilty Gear Strive Nagoriyuki, Gohan can now just special cancel all of his specials into other specials. So he can go beam into the back fist, he can go uppercut into legs, he can do whatever he wants. Every special move is cancelable into every other special move. So this is the new crazy bonus you're going to get at level 7. 21 can now super dash after her special projectiles, because hey, why not? Also, her basic Ki Blast is now a Broly level strength projectile. Broly got buffed. Yeah, there's no footage, but this section's for me. Tell me how mad you are. Post in the comments below, how mad are you that Broly got buffed? The buffs that he needs. We all know Broly needed more buffs, and he got them, just like I told him to do it. Let me have a taste of your outrage. In lighter news, Zamasu. So Zamasu, the Stand Ki Blast will actually hit small characters now, just so you know. And Flight. Flight is faster, as you can see, and also lasts way, way longer. So he can just kind of take control of the skies like he was always meant to be. Also, as you can see there, special new dash while airborne. And he can do this off special moves as well, cancel special moves into that new unique dash he has. So finally, we will no longer have Zamasu players. We will have Zamasu pilots. Videl. So Videl, when you do her reflect now, the reflect, well, that part's still the same. It's still the dodge, right? So she doesn't have a normal reflect. But if you hit the button again immediately, she'll go directly into her rising knee move. Meaning, she effectively has her dodge as a true reversal. So if she catches you doing anything, she'll immediately go into the knee, which is also invincible, and knock you out of it. It's still not a regular reflect, no. But it's something. And it can punish a lot of things that she normally just could never hope to deal with before. More stuff as well, sure, yes, and we'll cover that when it's time when the patch actually releases, but that is the big one. So those are a lot of the very big changes coming to Dragon Ball FighterZ that were shown to us at the Dragon Ball FighterZ show. And yes, once again here, I just want to hammer it home, the patch, at the time of recording, is tomorrow. I will have a full and complete visual guide breakdown to everything that matters in that patch. So give me some time when the patch drops and I'll have it ready for you. And for now, I promised you patch notes, so here they are. So enjoy the patch notes as they currently stand. It's in reverse order, starting from the bottom character-wise, going to the top to the system specifics. But what are you gonna do? I guess if anything looks particularly interesting, just hit the pause button, because there's a lot of patch notes. So find the character you like and hit pause, because there's a lot to go through. And while I got you here, I guess let's just talk about it for a hot minute, right? Overall, I am incredibly impressed with this patch. Obviously, it's not quite the rollback netcode we all want, and I know we all want it, but it's there. Also, they're letting us know offline tournaments are coming back. They have our first of this year, Dragon Ball FighterZ World Championships, and it is happening this month. It's later this month, and there's a potential there could be announcements there, right? It could be something as simple as maybe we'll have another DLC character. That'd be cool. I don't know if there will be, because I think, honestly, Dragon Ball FighterZ is kind of hitting the end of its lifespan, at least for like super competitive play, but I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, right? Maybe I'm just dead wrong, and then now it's Omega Shenron's time to shine. But there's that, and maybe, we all know Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 is an inevitability, right? Especially because we need that rollback netcode, so maybe that's where we get the first hints of that, right? Maybe Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, it would still be quite some time away, to be sure, but maybe this is where things start to happen on that front. So as it stands, if you see anything you like in these patch notes here, please let me know. Please post it in the comments below. Please look forward to the big visual guide breakdown for the patch, as I'll be taking everything you see here and I'll be showing you what it all means in game. Because some things, they were pretty easy to understand. Like, hey, a crouching medium says it moves further. Sure, that works, right? Other things can be a little bit more difficult to process sometimes, right? So I'll be here, I got your back, and I will have the visual guide breakdown for everything you need. And if you're watching this in the future, check the end of this video. I guess I'll link it at the end of this video. But that all said, my friends, that is the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball.